Hey everybody, welcome to Self-Love Sunday. It is Sonya, and I have a special guest. I brought in some help for us, okay? Because we're gonna relax. It's been hot, it's been a million degrees everywhere.
Everywhere.
Everywhere. We
Everywhere.
need to relax. And as promised, I have the beautiful Miss Alicia Jackson. She is a
Hello,
licensed
everybody.
professional counselor here. And we're going to talk about self-soothing on our
Mhm.
Self-Love Sunday. So welcome, Alicia.
Thank you so much, Sonya. I really appreciate our times that we connect. You
Mhm.
know, it feels like oh, this was meant to be. And there's a lot of synergy, a lot of connection. So I really, really appreciate that we connected on these YouTube streets and we're staying connected. I love it.
Me
Yes.
too. I'm super excited. And there's more I want to contact you about. So more collaborations are coming.
Oh, yes.
And I'm excited about that. So I
Hmm.
started Self Love Sunday as we were talking about behind the stage because I feel like we need some love and some light. We need a little balance. A lot of us don't know how stressed we are. We don't realize
Ooh.
how our stress is impacting our relationships and our health overall.
Ooh.
Yes,
Ooh. You yes. I was
out the
saying
gate.
out the gate, I'm like, you hitting them with truth bombs already. Yes, we don't. We don't.
We don't know. Hi, Ellen B. Hi,
Krista.
Crystal.
I'm so
Hi, ladies.
excited.
Oh, welcome.
Yes, yes.
This topic's for you. Who stressed you out,
She said,
Ellen?
I'm stressed. Yes. I don't not yes to you being stressed, but yes to the funny and to some humor to it. We need sometimes humor to lighten it up. It's a way we soothe ourselves too.
That is
To
true.
yeah.
Girl. I feel you, Ellen. I feel you. But if you let us know if you need to call in reinforcements. You need some help, honey, because we'll come. We got you. I got your back, Ellen. I welcome you, ladies. Thank you so much for coming. But like I was
Yes.
saying, we endure a lot. We do a lot. We don't realize how stress shows up, how it damages our relationships, causes us to
Mm,
react inappropriately, how bad it is on our body overall. Last week I talked about week before last, I talked about how it affects your blood pressure and just the
mm,
impact that it has on your body in general.
yeah.
And then we talked about stress and I wanted to offer more tips on stress relief, and I was like, let's talk about self-soothing because a lot of people don't know about self-soothing, or they know the term
Hmm.
coping mechanisms, but
Right.
they could be good or bad. We're going to talk about some good ones and the differences between the good and the bad one and a little self-care today. Is that all right with you, my lady?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Miss Ellen said everybody done stressed her out. She
Er,
said her grades are great.
They just sprouting out. They just sprouting.
And you
Having.
know those grays are resilient. They be like, I will not lay down.
Can we talk about the stubbornness of the gray hairs? Oh my
Yes.
lord! Like so, of course I have locks, and I have like two gray hairs that just be like, I'm gonna get on out this lock, and it never stay in there. I'm like, what is it with gray hair? What is it? But they are resilient. They're resilient and relentless. Okay.
And relentless. They're like, no power should form against
No,
me.
no, and you're not gonna do nothing to me.
No, there would not be a gel or a brush or a hold or nothing. I got this. Yeah, even my braids. Like you said, your locks, my braids. When I had my braids
Mm-mm.
in, my gray hair was sticking out. My girl was talking about me. So Crystal is in a writing session. Good luck with your
Ooh,
writing, love.
yes, yes.
We
Keep
can't wait
that
to see the fruit.
creativity going.
I know, right? We can't wait to see the fruits of your labor.
Oh, no judgment. Absolutely
No,
no
no,
judgment.
we will
Listen,
not judge. No judgment here. No
even the
word judgment.
ones, that we feel are negative, there's no judgment. We all
Mhm.
trying to do our best to survive and cope
Ain't
and
that the truth,
manage.
bro? That is the
So,
truth. That is the honest
mhm.
God truth. No, you good. Enjoy yourself. All right. So we're gonna talk about self-soothing. So what is self-soothing, Alicia, and why is it so important?
So self-soothing, it refers to any behavior that you use to regulate your emotions,
Hmm.
to bring it down from a elevated state
Hmm.
to like whatever you feel is like your baseline, right?
Yes. I am so sorry to interrupt you. Wait a
No.
minute. Hold on. Ellen, why you ain't tell me? Hold on. We didn't do the check-in. We gotta check in.
Check, check.
Check in. Sorry, guys. Got to check in. Got to make sure everybody okay. You're welcome. We're grateful for you too. We're grateful
Yes,
for you too. We're sending you
Crystal.
positive vibes. All
Yes.
right, let me get my life together, child. I'm all over the place. All right, first we got to do a check in. We got to talk about what we're grateful for. What are you grateful for, Miss Alicia? Hey, mommy.
I, I'm gonna keep it. I'm in a new space in my
Mhm.
life where I'm just keeping it absolutely 100%. I am really grateful for my new therapist. I'm really grateful for her. I felt like, I was in a space where I was working with a therapist previously, and I knew that things needed to progress more. We were kind of like at a very surface level.
Mhm.
And so I think there was a part of me that was like okay with that.
Mhm.
And and I said, "No, I'm going to do the work to find a new one that I know is going to help me really be present with myself." I know we use that language all the time. We talked about that before. But
Mhm. Mhm.
that's really been like just a game changer for me. It's been an absolute game changer for me, being more in tune with me and myself, and then helping me to maintain and manage my relationships, what we were talking about earlier. So I'm
Mhm.
truly grateful for her.
Well,
Absolutely.
good for you. That is awesome. Good for
Yes.
you.
Yes.
See, everybody needs help. Miss Alicia's getting help. We all need help. So never feel like you can't reach out for additional help. We always need resources. I
Hmm.
talk a lot about loving yourself. Part of self love is knowing when you need help and when to make a change and
Hmm.
when to get someone who can help meet your needs. And you outgrow people in places and spaces, and that is okay.
Yeah.
You can move on. So good for you.
Thank you.
I am grateful for this week. I am grateful for so much. It's been a busy week, but I've been doing a lot of collaborations. I have some more coming. I'm excited about all of the collaborations.
Yes.
I'm excited about people receiving Self Love Sunday. Last week, I did like a 1 minute video, and I got a lot of positive
Hey.
comments. People saying I don't do this, but I'm taking care of myself, and that makes my like I could cry. Y'all can make a thug cry over that one because
So you know you ain't no thug, but it's okay.
I'm a thug.
Okay.
Okay, girl.
Okay.
No, but in all seriousness, it makes me feel good because
Hmm.
this was really something God dealt with me about. I prayed about it and it came
Yeah.
to me. And I'm like, I don't know if people are going to receive it. So whether it's one or two people, I don't care.
That's
Someone is getting value in it. And I'm super excited about that. So I am grateful for that.
yes.
Next up, how do you feel? Have you checked in on your feelings this week? How are you feeling?
Hmm. I am, I'm feeling some hope. I'm feeling some hope.
Mhm.
I'm also feeling a new. There was a part of me that was feeling like irritation
Mhm.
and feeling like something was missing
Mhm.
for the people in my life, and then something actually just kind of came to me and whispered to me, like, that you're actually providing this space of calm and of acceptance for the people in your life. Like, you're doing that, and so like to acknowledge even the things that I'm doing instead of trying to make other people do it who I feel aren't doing it. And I was just like, but it just like it was like this kind of relief, So I'm
Mhm.
definitely feeling some hope, and I'm
Mhm.
feeling some relief, and that feels great. That feels really great.
Congratulations.
No, I've been doing it. I'm like, this new therapist. She
Okay, when we go behind stage, let me know who this therapist is because we
yes.
live near each other. Maybe I know I may need her. Ellen, thank you so much for that. You are amazing as well. I love seeing you in the chat here and everywhere else that
Hmm.
we are in common spaces. Thank you so much. I
Absolutely.
appreciate that. I appreciate that. So this week I've been feeling full. Okay, I've been feeling
Okay.
the love overflow. I also have been tired because this was a busy week. Like it went by
Mm.
in a flash because there was so much happening. But I've been feeling full this week. Like I feel like giving this week. I've been sending all these extra texts. Like I'm thinking about you. I hope you're doing well. Like I've been
Mm-hmm.
sharing the love. So I've been feeling full this
Yeah.
week. I know when I don't feel full because I don't want to do those things. I kind of my
Mm.
introvert kicks in and I just want to be silent and still. But this week, even with all the interactions that I've been doing, all the work that I've been doing, because I got new clients this week, I worked this week, and I've done these collaborations this week, but I'm still feeling good. So I'm excited about that. I'm
Yeah.
feeling good. You guys in the chat, y'all make sure y'all do your self-love check in too. You don't have to put it in the chat, but all right. So our next one is, how have you celebrated yourself this week?
I don't know if I have. Let me take a moment. How have I celebrated myself this week?
Mm-hmm.
I will say this. I don't think that was it was an intentional celebration of myself.
Mm-hmm.
I think I have been in the space where I'm like I'm not going to wait to do the things that I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to like sit back. I think a part of me gets really focused on the needs of like other people.
Mm-hmm.
And so then when it comes to like things that are meaningful to me, and it may be things that are just like going to concerts or something like that would bring some joy in my life and
Mm-hmm.
something I really like to do, I
Mm-hmm.
was just kind of like, well, next time. And so I've
Mm-hmm.
been really, really intentional about going to things that I want to go to. So we went to the Anita Baker concert this week, and it was absolutely amazing. It was absolutely amazing. Oh my
Mm-hmm.
goodness. So and I didn't even realize how much like she meant to me when she walked on stage. I was like, oh,
Did you cry? You brought
yes.
the
I was
tears.
like, oh, Anita, I love you. Oh, but it was it was so beautiful to witness that. And then I heard on the radio that there's like this Temptations play that's going to be at I can't remember what place it's going to be at, but it's about like the stories of the Temptation. I was like, huh, I want to go to that too. So I was just like intend to do the things that I want to do and things that
Mm-hmm.
would interest me instead of being focused on everybody else's needs. So it's like trying to find yes, like I'm telling you.
Y'all put some purple hearts for Alicia in the chat for me, please.
Whew, I'm feeling it.
I know, right? Thank you, Miss Monique. I love you. She's so sweet. I love y'all. Thank you. Thank you. Let's see. I will be sitting there. Thank you. Oh, you're welcome. Thank you. What did I do? Thank you. I
She's
appreciate you.
like, I did something.
I did.
Okay.
Thank you. Hey, Sienna, honey. Good to see you. All right. So, celebrating myself this week.
Yes.
Friday. I made it Friday and me day. I went and got my nails done. I went and got
Yes.
my manicure, my pedicure. Because my
Mm-hmm.
lady, I talked my lady into see, you got the love in the chat, honey.
Thank you guys so much.
That's for you ladies as well. I talked my lady into taking a vacation. She always talks about work, 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 work. And her
Mm-hmm.
husband told her that he wanted some time with her. And she was like, "Oh, I don't have time. I have work to do." And I said, when your husband comes to you and tells you he wants some time, my love, that's a sign to give him some time. I said, we call it a bid, but what I'm going to let you know, it's a warning sign. It's a flag. It's a I need. And so she took my advice, but she took too long. She took 2 weeks off. So I
You're like,
had
now you took 2 weeks? I
I
expect to
said, now
take
hold
2
on
weeks.
now.
No.
But I'm proud of her because now she's like talking about vacation and she came back. She's like, I'm going on
Yes.
another vacation next year. We're going to do this. She closed the shop for a week and then she took some extra time just for
Good.
her and her family. So I was proud of her. I'm like, yeah,
Good.
you better spend some. When your husband say, I need you,
Oh yeah.
when your mate tells you, I need you, listen, that's a
Mm-hmm.
warning sign that something is going on. So I did that. And then I went and had some other lady things taken care of.
Yes.
And I took myself out to lunch and I was down in Royal Oak and there's a two Mexican restaurants and they had these
Mm-hmm.
cute drinks. So I went and had me a little cocktail. I had a beverage and I just enjoyed myself. I enjoyed
Mm-hmm.
myself
It's beautiful.
the whole day.
single dates, like where you take yourself on a date, it's another level. That's like another level of self-love. That my favorite single date is the movies by myself, especially during the daytime. Oh, like when everybody at work and I just go in and I just whoo, I give
Yes,
myself like a kid's meal. I give me a little popcorn and fruit. And I'm like, this is my movie for me.
because there's no one there. You get to sit like in the middle. No one's around. It's such a great, you guys, if you've never been to the movies by yourself, you got to try. Go for a
Yes.
matinee. It is everything. Yes, and I get a Killsmith too, because if you get the popcorn, the candy, and a drink, and it's just enough, you just it's
Yes,
everything.
beautiful.
I went to go see Nope, by the way,
Oh, you
yesterday.
did? I want to see it. I heard great things. Oh, it's scary. Is it scary?
I
She
don't
says
know if it's scary. I don't know what it is. I can't tell you. I haven't processed it yet.
she said,
Crystal,
I'm still confused.
I'm still trying to I have to watch it again because I went, it was a friend's birthday and we all went to the movies for their birthday. And I was like, who picked this movie? I hadn't even heard of it, but there's a lot going on there.
So I
Yeah.
love Jordan Peele and his ministry. And at the same time, I'm like, bro, you trying to kill me? I don't like scary movies. I don't, but I also want to support him. And
It,
so,
it isn't scary. It's kind of like
uh,
sci-fi-ish
okay.
with a little uh, you got to watch it. It's not
The-
really scary. There's some parts that's going to make you jump, but it really isn't because they're trying to scare you. It's just like kind of unexpected thing. It's not a
okay.
horror film or anything
Okay.
like that. It's alone. It's still like that interestingness like he did for Get Out, where you're just like,
Yeah.
wait, what is, but it's on a different level.
Yeah. And Us was
It's
at
something in the
another
sky.
level. Us, I was like, oh no. Like, I just,
I still
mm-mm.
haven't seen Us, I don't think.
Yeah, that was too much for me. I'm a scaredy cat, and I'm not ashamed to say it. I don't like scary movies, so Us was a bit much for me, even though it had some comical parts, but it was,
Mhm. Yeah, no, this is more
yeah.
about it got something to do with an alien, let me just tell you that. So it's not
Okay.
really yeah, it's not really scary.
Okay. Okay.
Um
Crystal got
okay,
herself a
Crystal got a
pedicure.
pedicure. Congratulations, Miss
Yes.
Crystal.
Y'all inspire me. I guess I need to do that.
Yeah, it's the
I need to give me a
summertime. What you
pedicure.
see? Go get your pedicure, girl. I get so happy. She yeah, even if she's busy, I'm like, just put me in a chair, turn the chair on. I just want to feel a chair.
Yes.
So, what you used to do, Ellen? You used to do
I think she's talking about the movies. The
go to the
movies.
movies by yourself. It's the best. I love dating. I actually have a video on my channel that says why you should date yourself.
Hmm.
Yes, Nope is the name of it. Thank you, Crystal. Yeah, Nope is the name of it. It's a very, very
He's
interesting.
he said that he called it Nope because he knew that Black people would say after to themselves after they watched it, Nope. Like
Nope.
that's what they would say to themselves. And I
And
was
it's a
like,
couple. There's a couple scenes in the movie where he's like, Nope, nope, not
so
gonna happen. Yeah. So
we're
I
gonna
don't
see
want to
about
tell the
Sir
movie.
Jordan.
Yeah, go. I don't want to tell the movie, so we going but yeah, Nope
Yeah.
is the name of the movie we went to go see, and it's long too, guys. It's like 2 hours. It's over a little over 2 hours. It's a long
Okay.
movie.
Okay.
Yeah, so be prepared. But yeah, it was interesting. I can't wait to hear what your thoughts are on it. If anybody else goes to see it too, y'all let me know what y'all think because I was like,
Yeah, that's
what's going on?
yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah, yeah. Go to an MJR to see it so you can
Oh
be
yeah.
comfortable.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So back to our talk.
Hmm.
What is self-soothing? I'm sorry.
Oh, no problem. So yeah, self-soothing is any behavior that we use to help regulate our emotions, help us
Mhm,
to get back to a state that makes us feel safe, makes us whatever our baseline is. And self-soothing is something that we do from the very beginning, like from the very beginning, right out of our mother's womb, we
mhm,
started doing self-soothing. And so it can show up in ways that we didn't realize that we were self-soothing.
mhm,
Whether it's nail biting, sucking your thumb or your fingers,
mhm,
picking your skin, shaking your leg, things
mhm,
like that are
mhm,
things that children do. And a lot of children who have who may be like born with diagnoses have difficulties with regulating emotions because their emotions are really big. They
Mm-hmm.
tend to exhibit a lot of these because they're so young and their feelings are so big, and they're left to manage them on their own.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, it's just a way we regulate ourselves. A way we regulate ourselves. There's some instinctive ways, and
Mm-hmm.
then well, there are some ways that are not the best. I don't want to say like maladaptive. That is would be like the scientific term of it, but
Mm-hmm.
there are ways that we slip into to soothe us as well, and then there's some ways we learn that are healthy,
Okay.
and ways that we learn to really manage and soothe our emotions and attend to them instead of most of the times we try to push away
Yeah.
from them.
Okay. So what are some of the ones that we would naturally or instinctively do that we don't realize we're doing? Like, I know for me, I rock, but my grandmother used to
Mm-hmm.
rock me. So you guys, sometimes in my video, you'll see me kind of leaning back and forth. I'm trying to ease my anxiety a little bit, or I'm uncomfortable because I don't like this chair. But I do rock, or I would like touch my chest, but we'll get into that later. But what are some instinctive ways that people
Could be like fidgeting,
Mhm.
fidgeting. Could be like picking at your skin if you have like old scabs, or you even creating scabs, on your
Mhm.
skin. A lot of people who have experienced anxiety. I don't even want to say have anxiety, but people who experience anxiety a lot tend to, to have a part of the net picks to help
Mhm.
soothe their
Mhm.
skin. Even like gum chewing, like just
Really?
like excessive gum chewing.
Makes sense. Mhm.
A person who's always got gum in their
Mhm.
mouth always needs to have some. So it could be eating as well. Eating is another
Mhm.
way we self soothe.
Mhm.
Um, when we're not hungry,
Mhm.
right? And depending also too on the types of foods we're eating, to types of foods that we're craving that we know will, because we have receptors even in our stomach that
Mhm.
are calling for certain foods to help regulate our mood. Yeah. So
Okay.
it's different things that we wouldn't necessarily know for sure, like just naturally. And now
Mhm.
are the ones that we fall into as we grow old, that's like, drinking,
Mhm.
substance use, TV, disassociation. That's another one. Just kind of like daydreaming. When something
Mhm.
gets really overwhelming or it's too much, just be
Mhm.
like, you're like, Alicia, where you go? Oh, I'm sorry. I checked
Mhm.
out. So that kind of also helps people to soothe. Yeah.
I want to talk about that for a minute because that one can be good or bad. Sometimes people think
Mhm.
disassociation is bad, but actually
Yeah.
it can be good. I want to talk about that in a little bit.
Mhm.
Crystal says her coworker pulls her hair. I
Check.
know a lot of people who like pull at their lashes or pick their eyebrows. I've
Yeah.
seen people do that, or excessively twirl their hair or
Yeah.
rub a spot
Twirling
to their
hair.
hair till it's like bald
Or
and that
hair
or
picking.
thinning in that spot.
Yeah.
Mhm. Mhm.
Trichotillomania. Yes.
Is that the name of it?
Yes, and
Oh.
that's what people hair pull. They may pull their hair out their arm,
Mhm.
pull, like you said, their eyelashes,
Mhm.
and yeah, that's a way that they have learned to soothe. Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. So
Mhm.
let's talk about disassociation a little bit
Yes.
because whew, there's so much that goes with that. But
Yes, it is.
a lot of people think that disassociating is bad. Can you explain a little bit more about what it is and
Mhm.
when can it be good and when can it be bad
I'll say this. I don't.
or perceived as good or bad?
Right. Yeah. So I think that again, any way that we are self-soothing, whether it may be not helpful, right, or
Mhm.
there are parts of us that feel like, I'm eating too much, right? And that's not working for me. Or I'm having a hard time focusing because when things get overwhelming, my brain kind of goes to goes to Bermuda. It just kind of goes there. And then I'm like, oh, I'd have missed half of what someone said. And now I'm like, oh, now I'm trying to catch up. I think we all have parts of us that are have learned how to manage, for whatever reason, how to soothe us. And so disassociation, I don't think it's neither good nor bad. It just is. I think that, yeah, where it could be helpful, is if you are in a space where you are feeling like you're not safe, right? You're
Mhm.
not safe, and there's times too where that could be like a signal. It's a lot of my clients, they'll say like, I just, and it's really kind of experienced in two different ways, where people even have like a derealization, where they're like, this isn't feeling real, like what I'm experiencing.
Right.
Then it also will have, if they've had, it's usually when they have, unfortunately, it's traumatic experience, and that's
Mhm.
really common, especially at a very young age. If it's in
Mhm.
like the age range of like 2 to 5 years old, oftentimes they have a part of them that disassociates and kind of checks out. So it helps them to not be fully present in the moment, which is can be really beneficial depending on what's happening, if
Mhm.
it's really causing a lot of distress. And at the same time, though, it does prevent the person from being in the now, like being present in what's happening.
Mhm.
And so it's protective in that, like, oh, it blocks my feelings. I didn't get to really sit in that, but then it also prevents you from really processing what happened to you. Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yes. So I wanted to talk about this because I know sometimes when we get into it with our mate, and I have some clients I've talked to about this,
oh,
and the mate face kind of goes whoop,
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
that blank stare.
yeah,
We call it a flat affect, but it's like this
mm-hmm,
blank emotional stare. A lot of times that is what they're doing. They're disassociating, and sometimes they're not going to a pleasant place. They're just kind of trying to stop feeling the energy
yeah,
or the anger that you're putting towards them, and that's a good time to just kind of
take
say,
a,
all right, let's take a break. Let's come back to it. Let's have a
mm-hmm,
time out, because that person is no longer hearing you. They can't hear what you're saying because they've removed themselves. And I've seen this a lot in kids, and that's a lot of ways that I can tell. I don't work with children, but I've seen it in children.
yeah,
And that's how I know what type of trauma that they are dealing with.
mm-hmm,
Well, not what type, but they're dealing with something that
yeah,
has caused them to use that tool. You will see them talking, and then next thing you know, like you'll see someone talking or attacking them, or basically this doesn't feel safe, I'm not comfortable, I'm about to shut down, right? um I've seen a lot of that, and I wanted to talk about that because sometimes ladies, we going off, and he's just like,
you should,
women do it too, we all do
yeah,
it, but
yeah,
a lot of times ladies are going off and their man kind of shuts
shut
down,
down. Mhm.
and you're like, you're not listening to me, you don't care. And it's not that he doesn't care, it's not that
It's just
he's not listening.
overwhelming.
Right now is
Mm-hmm.
overwhelming. You could be taking him back to a place you're not familiar with, and he's like, okay, I gotta your
Mm-hmm.
body and your brain especially is made to protect you. So it's just like, okay, y'all, let's
Absolutely.
protect her, let's shut down, and that's what we do. So
Yes.
yeah. So what are some self-soothing techniques that are beneficial so we can stop picking
Yes.
at our hair, eyebrows, nails, chewing our nails, and scratching
Yes.
ourselves,
Well,
and
and
drinking
then
way too much?
yes, when we become aware of that stuff
Yeah.
too, once we become aware of it, doing things, even just like changing the environment that you're in. If you're
Mhm.
having a moment, like you said, where there's an argument and you notice either you've shut down or the other person shut down,
Mhm.
just going for a drive to kind of take it in, have the wind hitting your face can help to bring you down, and
Mhm.
bring you down to where things are more clearer and you're
Mhm.
processing the information from a place that's allowing rational thought to come in, and not from a place that's fear based. Because oftentimes that's when that's present, when we are disassociating or checking out, it's because we don't feel safe, and we need to protect ourselves.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
so, yeah, just taking a moment to separate yourself, take a moment, take in some scenery. Us and for people who are fortunate enough to have a nice scenery all year round, you could do that. Us in Michigan, we have to find some creative ways to do it when in the winter months. So, but there may be some people who think that, you know, the snow is beautiful. Um, Not so much me, but also attuning to your body can really also be helpful. For me, I tend to do this. Like I just, that's, and it's often a sign. It's not always true, but it's often a sign that there are a lot of stressors that you're carrying when you carry tension here. And so just relaxing and stretching for 5 to 10 minutes just to help to regulate and move any like blocked energy that your body may be holding, right? And so that's definitely a great way to self-soothe. Taking a bath, a warm bath, a nice shower, having your aromatherapy, having your candle with your favorite playlist. I'm always for a favorite playlist and one that's going to help you, help best serve you. I'll say
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
A playlist that's going to help best serve you, and I will leave that to you guys to make the best decision for you on what that is. Sometimes that might be you attuning to your feelings that you haven't attuned to, and sometimes that might be you trying to lift your spirit. So whatever you need in that moment.
Yes.
Yes.
Hey, Ashley
Hey.
Aubrey, welcome, love.
Mm-hmm.
Hi,
Mm-hmm.
Crystal P. Welcome, love. Good to see you.
Yes. 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 Oh yes.
Yeah, that is a
Absolutely.
great way to self-soothe. Elements to
Yes.
work out. It's beneficial all the way around too.
All around.
Mm-hmm.
Imagery is a great way to self-soothe, and
Mm-hmm.
it's a way that you can do it. Like if you're at work and you're at your desk and you having a moment, you just can take your way to have like a vacation. Let's say just
Mm-hmm.
have your sneak a vacay for a
Yes.
moment, and imagine yourself in a place, and provide some affirmations as you're doing that. It's a
Mm-hmm.
great way to self-soothe. Soothing music, soothing smells,
Yeah.
soothing smells. Aromatherapy, lemongrass does it for me. But
Mm-hmm.
whatever,
Mm-hmm.
whatever smells, um, even, well, Bath and Body Works even has aromatherapy in their lotions, so you can use that as a way. It's self
There
soothe.
yes. I have my camera and stuff is over here, so I can't move it, but I wanted to grab my little spray. I have a pillow spray that I
Oh
spray
yes.
even like when I film, I
Mhm.
spray in here. It's eucalyptus. I use
Mhm.
peppermint. Orange is good. This
Yes.
essential oils, those different essential oils are good. If you
Mhm.
have heart rate issues though, be careful about which one you
Yeah.
use.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can use essential oils. Use your five senses to help you self-soothe. And like I
Yes.
said, there are times like if I'm talking to someone and they're sharing something that's really traumatic
Mhm.
or something that I have experienced, I'll put my hand on my chest to just kind of, for one, I
Yeah.
feel comfort and it relaxes my heart. And if I'm
Mhm.
really having a moment, I'll put my wrist here so it feels like someone is giving me a hug. I see you do this
That's
sometimes too, where you like
yes.
do like some patting.
Yeah,
Go
so
ahead.
that's actually called the butterfly hug, and that can be really helpful
Oh.
when you are feeling, deregulate and you're by yourself,
Hmm.
to definitely, yeah, give yourself that butterfly hug to just provide that soothing, like you said, like it's giving your brain releases the oxytocin to help to like that, just like you were giving, receiving a hug from somebody else
Hmm.
to help soothe. So yes,
Hmm.
absolutely. Absolutely.
You know, Ella knows all the oils. She gave me some oil suggestions for my skin, and they've been working out. And I've never heard of this. So I'm gonna have to check it out.
Now,
It's coming.
I'm like,
We gonna screenshot both of
yes, I'm like jotting that down. Thank you, Ellen.
them.
Yes.
Yeah, but certain oils are really good, certain
Mm-hmm.
scents, removing yourself, laying down, reading, music,
Yes.
rocking. Um,
We also like focused breathing as definitely a great self-soothing skill. So there's three of them that are like my go-tos. There's 3, 4, 5 method. where you are counting, usually inhaling for 3, holding your breath for 4, and exhaling for 5. That's going to
Mhm.
automatically bring your heart rate down and be really helpful. And
Mhm.
sometimes there are people who have experienced trauma where holding their breath actually makes them feel more anxious. And
Mhm.
so just even breathing in for 4 and exhaling for 4 can be helpful to help you to bring your alert down.
I'm over here doing deep breathing. Yes, it can.
Yes. He's like, "Oh, I'm about to go to sleep."
I'm gonna
Now,
do that too.
now the one if you this is the one if you want to go to sleep. If you're having if you're feeling escalated, because this will make you go to sleep. Absolutely, it's 4, 7, 8, and that's taking your breath in for 4, holding it for 7, and exhaling for 8.
Mhm.
That will definitely it will make you yawn if you
Mhm.
do maybe like 2 or 3, 2 or 3
Mhm.
um, sets of those. You will start to feel very tired and like, whew, okay, I can go for a nap. So it can really help to calm you.
That's a good tip for people who have the issue falling asleep, like when they can't fall asleep
Hmm.
at night. That's excellent because you know, that used to be a big thing for me. I could not fall asleep. I had really bad insomnia and I had to take the TV out my room and all these things. Now I don't have a problem. I just have to put my phone down.
Yes.
So
Yeah,
I have to put my phone
that's
down so I'm not
home.
stimulating myself. But guys, too, those breathing exercises help increase your circulation. So it also helps lower your blood pressure. So,
Hmm.
we talked about blood pressure. I'm going to do another video regarding blood pressure because of what happened with Kevin Samuels and what came out.
Mm,
But
yeah.
you really need to manage your blood pressure. And I think what we don't realize again is about how much stress sits in certain parts of our body. So another thing that I love to do to self-soothe and to help me relax is stretching, especially in
Yeah.
my 40s. Baby, listen, the way these hips and knees are set up. And if you have a sitting job or even a standing walking job, period,
Yes.
just you really need to stretch
Hmm.
as often as possible,
Yes.
especially in your hips and in your shoulder, like your
Yeah.
arms, your back, and your chest.
Hmm.
All of these areas carry so much tension and you won't realize it. And then you're like, your body is just tight. And then you start getting achy and hurtful and just it's not
Hmm.
good for you. Yes, that actually work. Deep breathing works. A lot of times if someone, even my patients in the hospital or my clients, if they're getting really worked up, I'll tell them,
Yeah.
okay, let's take a step
Let's
back.
take
Now
a
I didn't
breath.
know about the format in which you spoke of, but
Hmm.
I'll say we're gonna do 5 deep breaths. Let's just
Yes.
step back.
Yeah.
Let's just
Hmm.
Let's
Yeah.
calm down. And it resets you. It really does reset you because it helps open up your vessels and increase your circulation, including to your brain. Because when you're in stress, your whole body is tense, your vascular system is tense.
Hmm.
You can't get proper oxygenation. That's
Yes.
Nurse Gary talking.
Yes. And so also too, if you are about to have a panic attack and you
Mhm,
feeling like you're feeling out of control,
mhm,
getting a ice cube or ice tray or ice pack and just putting on your arm, putting it on the back of your neck, that's
mhm,
going to bring your alert system down,
mhm,
and then it will cease. The panic will be gone. So yeah, there are the ways we trick our brain. I think that's an easier one. There's another one where you, and again, this is again depending on if you've experienced any trauma where you felt like you couldn't breathe, or if you're maybe feel like part of you is fear of claustrophobia. But you can
mhm,
even hold your head underwater, like you get a bowl of water, cold water, and hold
mhm,
for about 30 seconds,
mhm,
and it's like your body feels like you're diving into some water, and so it gives
mhm,
like a diver response to kind of cool your body down, and it helps to regulate your heart rate. So oftentimes though the trick is oftentimes when you're having moments of when you're escalated, it's reminding yourself of these things.
mhm,
Reminding yourself of these things because our instinctual parts will come up and say, girl, you need a drink.
mhm.
Krispy Kreme around the door, a corner, and
Yeah.
oh, we can get some coffee. Oh, and then chocolate. Your coworker got that thing of chocolate over there. You can just get, you know. that they're there because they've been there. Like those are the instinctual parts, right? And
Mm-hmm.
so helping to talk to them and say, yes, I appreciate your suggestion, and I'm also going to choose one that's going to better serve me, right? Better
Right.
serve me, and to really help to de-escalate. But yes, deep breathing, it's one of those things. I have to, like I said, I'm in this place where I'm feeling more comfortable. Let me say that I'm feeling more comfortable to be me. And
Mm-hmm.
so I have to be honest, I was not like, oh, meditation, let's do it. I was just, there was a
Mm-hmm.
rebel part of me that, when this was coming out, I was just like, really?
Yeah.
Mindfulness meditation. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And so it wasn't until like I started practicing this, and because I don't ever tell my clients something that I wouldn't
You
do,
do. Mm-hmm.
and especially a lot of clients do have like pressure. They feel pressure to block your mind out and be still. We
Mm-hmm.
live in our world where it's all these notifications popping up and all this. It's really difficult for us to clear our mind. We could
Yes.
just attend to what's happening and just kind of recenter ourselves. So even going for a mindful walk can
Mm-hmm.
be helpful,
Mm-hmm.
because moving as well will help bring down the anxiety. It was just walking around.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I had to do a iFly. I don't know if you have you heard of iFly, Sonya. It's this tunnel. It's like a simulator, almost like you are skydiving. And so once I put on the suit and the helmet, a part of me was like, "Oh, mm-mm. I don't know if we should do this, Alicia." I was like, "We're gonna do this."
We don't do this.
And
What
part of
you
me
do?
was like, "Remember, we don't do stuff like
We
this."
stay on the ground. What? I want to do that. I want to try it.
It's
Um,
it's it's fun. It's really fun.
mm,
I had to like walk around a couple of times. I
mhm,
was like, I'm just doing this to kind of bring myself down, like to
mhm,
bring myself
mhm,
down. But it can really just help. And then especially if you add in stuff. So if you're doing a mindful walk while in a nice place with some scenery, that's gonna even add to it. And you got the soothing music in your head, like
mhm,
it's taking your deep breaths as you're walking. You
mhm.
you you grooving, you grooving.
Yes, walking is
Hmm.
one of the best ways to relax yourself. It really, really
Absolutely,
is. Okay, I just
absolutely.
want to check in on the comments real quickly, and then we can
Yes.
get back to it because I want to talk about. Um, we're talking about the oils that she suggested for her skin because it helps so much. I have
Yeah.
eczema,
Oh,
um,
I have psoriasis. Yeah, so
so
yeah.
yeah.
Hmm.
Sure. Okay, so they're still talking about the oil. That's Inger. That's my boo. That's my best friend. She checking in on me. Thank you. I love you too, honey.
I
I know you
know.
missed your Uncle Kevin. When
Yeah.
we
And then also to the Red Bulls he was drinking. I just noticed he was drinking a lot of Red Bulls. I know that was probably definitely taking a hit on his high blood pressure for sure.
yes, it was. So let me talk about this real quickly because his medication came out
Right.
and he was taking
A beta blocker, right?
a
That's
beta
okay.
blocker. He's taking a
Mm-hmm.
tenolol. And so a beta blocker blocks beta cells. It impacts insulin. I'm not going to get into the science of it
Yeah.
all. But what I will say is the beta blocker does two things. It helps regulate your heart rate and it also helps regulate your blood pressure.
Mm-hmm.
And the issue with drinking a lot of Red Bulls is a stimulant. So that means it reconstricts your blood vessels, which is basically what high blood pressure is that
Mm-hmm.
your veins are so tight that your heart is
Yeah.
pumping blood and it can't pump through because your veins are too tight.
Yeah.
And so the beta blocker blocks that cell that kind of opens that up. Every blood pressure, different categories of blood
Mm-hmm.
pressure medicines impact your veins differently. So for him, he was counteracting his blood pressure medication
Yeah.
by drinking a Red Bull. So he was basically stopping his blood pressure medicine from working
Mm-hmm.
because um, Red Bull causes tachycardia because of the increased stimulation, which atenolol helps lower the output of your heart. So it relaxes your heart. So it's not working so hard.
Mm-hmm.
And by you taking a stimulant, it's making your heart work harder.
Yeah.
And then it's reconstricting your veins with all of the stimulus because it basically puts your body into fight or flight. So People, if you are on your blood pressure medications, please don't drink a lot of
Caffeine.
caffeine and sugar and a lot of stimulants in general because it really does counteract
Mm-hmm.
your medication. Something that's good for you though are cucumbers. Cucumbers help lower your blood pressure. Any food that's high in magnesium
Mm-hmm.
helps to reduce your blood pressure.
Dates. Too.
Yes, sure does. Sure does. All right. Yes, stretching your hips are important. Don't ask me. Aubrey.
Aubrey, I am. Look, I'm here for it. Okay,
I'm here
listen.
for it too. You better keep those hips loose, honey. Don't be talking about you cramping up and stuck in spots. Oh, yes, we're. I'm sad for his family too.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely,
No, they shouldn't call you crazy. He's still a human being. He's still a
absolutely.
person. So, and
And
people love him, care for him. I don't think that's right.
yeah, yeah. I think we get.
Hi, Renisha. Hi, honey. Hi, Chris. Crystal said, I have high blood pressure. Oh, Crystal, we need to talk. We can talk off
Okay.
camera. Okay.
Yes.
Hi, Renisha. I'm so excited. She made a live. Hi, Missy. Hey, honey. I'm so happy y'all guys are here. Yes, really cucumbers. Cucumbers. Anything that has that's high in magnesium. Magnesium is a relaxant. So your potassium and calcium are what's called irritants, but you need them because they
Yeah.
help your body function. And
Mm-hmm.
so sodium interacts with potassium and
Mm-hmm.
magnesium interacts with calcium, and it basically keeps you regulated. And so a lot of times you will hear people say, I'm on a calcium channel blocker as a blood
Mm-hmm.
pressure
Mm-hmm.
medicine. That is what magnesium does. It helps relax your heart or your vessels from the overstimulation that the calcium causes. Yes. The older I get, yes, you don't even have to do yoga, Miss C. You can do yoga, but you don't even have to. Just do some
Stretches.
stretches.
Mm-hmm.
Just stretch your hips. I'm going to find a link for you guys and I'll put it in the chat later, in the comment section later, with some really good hip stretches. It has changed my life, especially if you sit all day, because your hip flexors, those muscles in the front of your hips, like right between your hips and your
Mm-hmm.
thigh, they get tight and it
Mm.
causes a lot of tension. So you
Yeah.
got to, and that also causes knee pain.
Yes,
People
it
think their knee
does.
pain, yeah, your weak butt and your weak hip flexors causes knee pain. So if you have to work your butt muscles and you have to stretch your lower body. And then also, of course, our back and our shoulders. And I have to do,
Yes.
because I'm good for like hunching over. So I have to
Yeah.
always remember to roll my shoulders back and stick my chest out. I'm busty too. These babies, they cause
Yeah. The girls cause
the
a lot
girls
of.
be girling.
I have
Okay.
the other problem, so
The girls be girling. Yes, Miss C, I'm telling you, I'll find the stretches. You really do want to open up your hips. Try to do it as much as you can. I do it mainly every day because honestly, I can really feel a difference when I don't. I'll go a few
mm-hmm.
days without it, and next thing you know, I start feeling tight again.
Yeah.
So yes, I will put some stretches for sure in the comment section when we're done, so you guys can take a look at it. All right, I'm loving this. Okay, so we're gonna do all of our senses.
Yes.
Right? You
Mm-hmm.
touch something cool for your wrist to cool down your stress. If
Mm-hmm.
you're having anxiety attack, you can stretch overall. You can do visualization. We can
Mm-hmm.
do deep breathing.
Yes.
We can smell things that help calm us down. Like
Mm-hmm.
this is one of my granddaddy. Y'all remember those old like little Vicks things that the older people used to use? I have this. It's a natural inhaler. Basically, it's you.
Oh.
I use this sometimes,
Mm-hmm.
and you'll see me doing that. It's just to kind of keep me relaxed. Helps me
Yeah.
relax. I don't know
Yeah.
why I get so shy in front of the camera. I can speak to an auditorium of people,
Mm.
but something about getting in front of this camera sometimes has me
You
like,
like
woo. So I have to calm myself down. And then my Gemini be Gemini, and that's a whole. My Gemini be like, yeah,
Snow it.
yeah, yeah.
When is your birthday?
June 16th, the same day
June
as Tupac.
June 20th. See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? Okay.
Yes, that's the Vicks, Inger. You know it.
Yeah.
Okay. So, self-care, self-soothing, what is the difference?
So self care is taking care of oneself, right?
Mhm, mhm,
And to promote health, right? And an active management of your physical health,
mhm,
right? Taking care of your body, taking care of your emotions, your social needs, your spiritual needs, your personal needs, your
mhm,
space, your financial needs, your work, like all of that is encompassing
mhm,
self care. So
mhm,
that's what we kind of say, you know, going going for a pedicure is soothing. It
mhm,
can help you, and it is, taking care of your feet. We definitely need to do that. And
mhm,
at the same time, self-care is just is so it's a huge umbrella, right?
mhm.
And that like a pedicure or a massage or stretching or yoga sits in.
Okay.
And 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 then those instinctive ways that we are self-soothing, while that is managing things
Mhm,
for you, it is serving a purpose. It
mhm,
is not truly promoting like health and wellness in your life most of the time. Most of the time,
mhm.
instinctively, what our brain grabs and a hold to isn't usually promoting like wellness. And so, what we're doing, we're trying to take a step further to find healthier ways to self soothe. That is definitely a part of self care. I think it's
Mhm,
definitely a part of self care because you have to be aware of yourself to know,
mhm,
like, oh, I'm not okay. I need to do something. I
mhm.
need to get back into the gym. I need to okay, I'm spending too much money on eyewear. I need to so financial planning, budgeting for myself. You
Mhm,
know, I'm telling my secrets. I have too many pairs of glasses, everybody.
mhm.
So so we find ways, okay, I'm feeling, spiritually, I'm not feeling connected to myself. I'm not feeling like I'm one with who I am or connected with God. Okay, I need to adjust. And so,
Mhm.
that's it's a bigger umbrella, but it's still like it all self-soothing is in there. Like it's a
Yes.
part of it. Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I always tell people self-love is anything I do to care for myself and love for myself.
Yeah.
Self-care falls under self-love. Self-soothing are some things that I use to take care of myself. And so that's what we
Yeah.
got to do, guys. We got to take care of ourselves.
Yeah. Self-love. Now that right there, I should say, like, I feel like Cat Williams, like, that self-love though,
Hmm.
that is that's a deeper level.
Yeah.
To me, that's a deeper level of connection with self,
Hmm.
right? To where you can feel at peace going to the movies and to the dinner, to a dinner by yourself because you appreciate all of you, right?
Yeah.
You appreciate so many times we're trying to avoid different parts of us, or we don't like different parts of us,
Hmm.
and the parts of us that get in the way and stuff like that. So we have these inner war, and we don't, and then we start not to like ourselves because maybe a part of us, and it's usually like an inner critic, usually has not an accurate picture of who we are. It's not taking in all of the information. It has its own view of things, and that can really get in the way of our self-love, right? And
Yeah.
so the key to self-love is definitely healing, self-awareness,
Hmm.
and acceptance of all of you, right? To be able to be kind to you.
To be kind and
Yes.
loving and
Yes.
compassionate and
To
graceful and
you.
understanding to you. Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Listen, since we're on the subject, since we moseyed on over here, because this has nothing to necessarily do with this topic. You're on TikTok, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's a young lady on TikTok that she said healing isn't being the best version of yourself.
Yes. I need to
You
know.
know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
She
Mm-hmm.
said
I love her.
healing is, what did she say? Healing is loving the parts of you that you
Mm-hmm.
don't like or something like
Mm-hmm.
that. And so I saw a lot of therapists, agree with this.
Yes.
Now,
Yes.
I don't completely agree. I don't completely
Mhm.
disagree. I
Mhm.
believe it encompasses both.
Mhm.
I believe that, yes,
Mhm.
you learn yourself, right? And you learn to love all of you, your
Mhm.
imperfections, what's good, what's bad, what's indifferent. And good and bad is not really true terms. I don't really, but I don't know what else to say in this moment. So, um, but healing is becoming a better version of yourself, and that does not mean perfection. I think people get the healing journey mixed up with feeling like you're going to be a perfect person. You won't be a perfect person, but you
Mhm.
will be able to manage your triggers. You will be able to recognize when you need to step back, when you need to take care of yourself, when you're wrong, when you get to recognize things. It isn't saying that you'll be a perfect person. I know there's places and spaces I can't go into because that will put me in a place that I don't want to be. But I am a better person today because I can manage my anger. I am better than I was yesterday because I can communicate my needs. I am better than I was yesterday because, baby, I
Mhm.
got peace. And when I tell you it's peace over everything around here, I have
You're like,
peace. I am truly a peaceful, like my insides
yeah.
is so
Come
good.
on.
So I am a better person. You know what I mean?
I
It doesn't mean that I was a bad person before. It just
right.
means that I am healthy. Healing is about health. It is about your mental, physical, and spiritual
Mhm.
health. That is what it is. And so I'm like, I wanted to do, because I said I was going to start going back on TikTok and doing like some reaction videos. And I'm like, I kind of want to react to this, but
Mhm.
let me think, let me sit on it a little bit. But I was like, no, because we do want to reach, you do want to be a better person. You do want to be a better version of yourself. You will never be 100% healed. Or if you break your arm was always broken. And every blue moon, you will be reminded that you broke your arm, right?
Mhm.
Even though it has healed, even though the bone is in place, right?
Mhm.
So I don't know. I kind of went on a soapbox about that, but what's your thoughts? That's
I think that, and she's a therapist too. So I think, and I think she's also a trauma therapist too. And so I understand the lens that she was coming from.
mm-hmm,
Oftentimes, trauma, what it does to the view of you, it really gives you a very distorted view of yourself.
mm-hmm,
And so and oftentimes I hear clients say, like, I just want to get to this better level, right? I just want to get to this next level. And they don't understand that where you are right now, even though it's where you are right now isn't where necessarily you want to be, but
mm-hmm.
accepting yourself where you are right now,
Yes.
that's the healing work, right?
Mm-hmm,
And that, and realizing that it's not what's wrong with you,
mm-hmm,
but it's what happened to you.
mm-hmm,
And taking in that, again, every part of you, the
mm-hmm.
part of you that maybe gets in the way of relationships and shuts people off, and looks, I mean, it's hyper vigilant for a hint of a red flag. If that thing is pink or orange, you ready to go.
Yes.
And you know that's a part, you like, that's a part of you that really frustrates you because you want to have healthier relationships. But
Mm-hmm.
appreciating that part,
Yes.
because your experiences have told you
Mm-hmm.
people are not safe from a
Right.
very young age. Usually, people who have that protector
Mm-hmm.
from a very young age, and it's usually, unfortunately, their parental figures and surrounding that have told them you're not safe and people are not okay, and you need to be on alert at all times when people
Mm-hmm.
are around, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I think that was like the spirit in where she's was coming from, and I think that's why a lot of the therapists was like, "Amen." I was like, "Yes," because so many clients feel like I need to get to a certain level in order to be healed, and it's
Right.
like, actually, the healing is understanding more about who you are, having compassion to every part of you. I mean, every part of you.
Yeah.
I had to love on the part of me that is extra,
Mm-hmm.
or had, like my critical part called extra. When I
Okay.
meet new people, I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
hey, hey, I'm real bubbly and I'm
Mm-hmm.
silly, I'm goofy, and that's just who I am.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a part of me that was like, oh, especially I have an editor part that's just like, Alicia, did you say that? Did you say
Yeah.
oh, did you say that? And so
Mhm.
I had to love on those parts,
Mm-hmm.
that can sometimes maybe either make me feel some shame, right? Some shame because I don't look prim and proper. I don't look socially, I don't fit in a box. I don't. I
Mm-hmm.
don't. You see, I got pretty much every color on today. There's a part of
Mm-hmm.
me that was like, oh, Alicia, why can't you just be a person who wears just like two colors? Why you got to wear all the colors? Because I love them, And so I had
Mm-hmm.
to, I had to
Right.
just embrace that.
Mm-hmm.
That's just who Alicia is, and that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think that's really the crust of it. But yes, once you get to that place of acceptance, once you get there,
Mm-hmm.
then yes, you will realize that the things you thought you needed to live your best life, like you don't really need to, everybody. I think that the lie, the great lie,
Mm-hmm.
of everybody needs to have their own business to create generational wealth for them in order to be really to maintain your black card, because that's part of our culture and our community, like that. Realize not everybody needs to do that. Like not everybody needs to do that, and that's okay. Not everybody needs to be going on these extravagant vacations to post all over Instagram to feel worthy. Like you can just actually go on a day trip, and buy some water and be fine. Like
Right.
you can create your own space because there was a part of you that was feeling like you needed to be what other people were because you didn't love you.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. And that's the thing I try to tell people when I share my journey and when I'm
Mm-hmm.
talking to other people. Because I say, listen, we can come back later and talk about the feminist move, not the feminist movement, but like a lot of the coaching that's out here. Not speaking against any coach, but there's a lot of things I hear about being feminine. And that's a whole nother conversation. That's another that's another
It's two
conversation.
words. It's two words. Oh my god.
But
Feminine and masculine. I'm like, oh my god, we gotta
yes.
keep
But what I
talking about this.
but what I want to say is that it's when you becoming your natural self, becoming
Mhm.
who you are. And it takes a
Yes.
lot of unlearning. Sometimes we have to unlearn what we've been taught. I have
Mm-hmm.
always, growing up, I have always struggled with what I was taught I was supposed to be from church and what I was supposed to be based on my life, because my
Mm.
family is a street smart family. I have a lot of
Ah.
street based family, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the
Mm-hmm.
church people are telling me you have to live your life this way, but my street family are like, listen, let me tell you, and it worked for
Mm-hmm.
me. It was a great balance for me,
Yeah,
and
I'm
I thank
sure.
God for it because it definitely helped me survive in this world. However, I would contemplate all these things
Mm-hmm.
all the time. Like, who am I supposed to be? But I will always rebel. So if you got me to go this way, I'm gonna fight. I'm gonna come out fight. I'm gonna fight against that because it just didn't feel right. And
Mm-hmm.
when I explained the healing journey, I can honestly say, okay, this is who I am. Not who
Yeah.
I am in an abusive, toxic manner, meaning you
Mm-mm.
have to take my bull crap because this is who I am. No,
That
this
part.
is who I
Mm-hmm.
am because this person likes these different things and I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
But I still needs to be healed and managed. I'll work on it. Honestly, my relationship with God has helped that because I get convictions about that. And I'm like, okay, or I just don't want to do it anymore. Like
Mm-hmm.
that just doesn't sit with me anymore. But that again, that's all part of the healing journey. It is not you becoming a perfect person who does nothing wrong and who is always happy. There are days when I know I need to be by myself because if I talk to someone today, I'm not
Oh
going to be able
no.
to find the words that I need to find and say the things how I need to say it. And I don't believe in disrespecting people.
Mm.
So it's just like, okay,
Yeah.
well, Sonya, let me just go on. You don't talk to anybody. And I will go on complete shutdown. I won't talk to anybody. I won't answer my phone. I would just
Mm-hmm.
watch TV or do whatever I want to do to make me feel until I feel better, right? And
Yeah.
usually some just overload. I haven't been taking care of myself, too much work,
Mm-hmm.
too many clients. And you know what it's like when you work with people. A lot of that sits on you and you're like, okay, I gotta free myself a little bit from all of this
Mm-hmm.
energy. And so I need a moment.
Absolutely.
Yes, peace over everything. Peace over
Everything.
everything. Thank you, Inger.
Oh, thank you. Okay, now what you say?
Shh. I'm so sorry, Crystal. Do
Mm.
you want to?
So, so what I we say this often, right?
Mm-hmm.
That the best apology is changed behavior. And so I'm appreciative because there are people who have a really, really huge limitation that aren't able to own their stuff and
Mm-hmm.
not able to say that they're sorry.
Mm-hmm.
And at the same time, there is also a type of person, I don't know, if this is true for him, but I'm just speaking generally, that will use an apology to just keep things going, right? And
Mm-hmm.
so it's really for Crystal to take in and listen to her inner wisdom, her inner, and to figure out what feels right. Because if it's not feeling easy to you, then that's a part that's got some part of you that's got some serious concerns,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
serious concerns, especially because you know him better than, especially you guys have been in a relationship, you know him and you know your experience of him.
Mm-hmm.
I think too that, and this is not to give an excuse, this is just to explain behavior. A lot of times, especially for men, they I don't know if you ever heard men talk to men.
Mm-hmm. I
Some
have. I grew up
it's
around all boys. Mm-hmm.
it can be, you'll be like, do y'all like each other? Just the way they talk to themselves is very, like, rough language, at times, depending on the elements that are around, right?
Mm-hmm.
And two, if they and when there is like a higher level of emotional intelligence with men and they're connecting with each other, you'll see there's just like, it's a different energy and connection using language. And I think sometimes, unfortunately, we spend a lot of time nurturing emotional intelligence and vocabulary with people who are women, right? And but not necessarily a lot of energy with men. And I think that can definitely be something that can display itself in our relationships. And
Mm-hmm.
so I think, yes, setting a boundary, absolutely. Monique, setting a boundary to let him what is acceptable, right? And
Mm-hmm.
then it's not, and not in a way that's like an ultimatum, right? Because you for yourself can make a decision on what you're going to do the next time it happens, but
Mm-hmm.
or if it happens, hopefully it doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you make the boundary of like what we can't do is name calling, we can't do any below the belt talk. If we're going to fight fair,
Mm-hmm.
and you're going to tell me exactly what your ought is with me, like what I did to hurt you versus you lashing out at me like that, and hopefully encouraging him to use that language versus being demeaning,
Right.
and so hopefully, that's something he can lean into. But if that's something that continues, then yeah, definitely check in with yourself to figure out what steps you need to do to make yourself feel emotionally safe, because that's an unsafe emotional environment. Yeah.
For sure. And words have meaning and power. And
Mhm.
when someone respects you, we're not even going to talk
Mhm.
about love because everyone's view of love is different. And we don't
Yes.
know how he's been taught to love, right? So
Right.
may have been taught that that's what love looks like.
That
But
part.
when someone respects you, they would never want to hurt you. So if you
Mhm.
go to him, if you've communicated to him that you don't like the way that this makes you feel, and you yourself don't like the way that this makes you feel, this is when it's time for you to evaluate. Remember, I always talk about your power. You have the power to make a decision.
Your
You
voice.
have always have a power to choose. You have the power to choose you first. That is
Mhm.
yours and yours alone. So never allow someone to disrespect you, and especially, like, to me, in my opinion, I understand what you're saying, Alicia, because I get it. I grew up with boys and they always talked about my head, and you gonna get this forehead, I'm gonna give you this forehead, but they talked about my forehead
I'm
all the
like,
time. And they did. I don't care. They were boys, but those were
yes.
my uncles, right? And at the
Mhm.
same time, like, that's different. But when someone is someone who you're in a romantic
Connected.
relationship with,
Yes.
and you're choosing this person to be in your life, you want to choose what's best for you, what uplifts you, who makes you feel good, who supports you, who loves you, who honors you, and who respects you. So if that is not what you're getting from that relationship, it is time for you to take your power back and make a decision that suits you. And just know that you have that power and you deserve to be respected. Okay?
Absolutely.
You must be. That should be a non-negotiable. Respect should be a non-negotiable. So if he apologizes afterwards, a lot of times that is a lean into other poor behavior, like Monique said, and it can escalate. So if a person doesn't respect your boundaries enough or respect what you're saying enough or care about your feelings enough to make a change after you made a request that you shouldn't even have to make, let's just be honest. This is something you shouldn't have to deal with, but it's here.
It's here.
You make the choice. You have the power. Just know, Crystal, you have the power to make that choice. Okay?
Absolutely.
You deserve the best. Don't let him shortchange you in any way.
Yeah. And love without respect, that's abuse. That's it.
That is abuse. That is exactly what that is. So you check in with me. And if you want to talk, let me know. Or if you want to talk, contact Alicia, please let me know. Okay? Don't. He made me
I
mad.
appreciate.
What's his name?
I had to take a moment. I was like, "What you say?" I was like me and Crystal is best friends. I was like, "What you say? What he said?"
What he said? Let's turn the cameras off. Let's talk for real, girl. Because I no, but in all sincerity, you don't deserve that. You don't deserve that. You
Absolutely.
don't. Somebody trying to break your spirit or tear you down, you don't deserve that. Don't allow that to happen. You are so much more than that.
And I just want to acknowledge your courage to speak that.
Yes.
So many times we are protecting someone that we're in a relationship. We're trying to have a picture of what it is, or even just suffering silence. And so the fact that you're like, hey, this is the issue and it's not sitting right with me. What do you think? And that takes a lot of courage. So I definitely want to recognize and acknowledge that, Crystal. I definitely want to acknowledge that. Yeah.
Oh,
Yes,
that's right, boo. You do. You do.
Absolutely.
You do. We all deserve respect. That is true love. True love looks like that. And especially with men, a lot of men show their respect to their woman by love because that is how they receive
That's
respect.
their language. Yeah.
So if they're not giving that, that is problematic. And it's a him issue. It isn't a you issue, but you don't want to allow someone to tear you down. Those words that seeps in. People don't think that they do, but it does. A lot of people have more long-term suffering from emotional and verbal abuse than they do from physical because it alters your mental state. So no, you deserve to be loved. You deserve to be respected and treated well, you know?
Yeah, because a part of you internalizes that. A part of you internalizes what they're saying and even says, well, am I ugly? Like, like, is that why he's treating me like this? So yes, verbal abuse, emotional abuse is very, very taxing, very, very harmful. So definitely do what you need to do to protect yourself. Absolutely.
I love that we're such a great community. All this love and support. Y'all making my heart warm on the inside. But yes. What else did I want to bring? I had something in mind before. I can't remember. I think that's it as far as like self-soothing. We've talked about that. You guys in the chat, do you have any questions? Anything else you want to say? Crystal, Monique, thank you so much for sharing, both of you. I appreciate you sharing. And like Alicia said, it takes bravery to share your story in any capacity. So thank you for trusting us with that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So anything else you want to add, my lady, regarding self-soothing or self-love or self-care? I'm definitely going to have you back because I have some ideas.
Yes. I think, to taking a note and becoming more aware of the ways you instinctively soothe yourself is definitely the first step, because oftentimes we're not, like you said, we are managing stress without even doing it. It's unconsciously happening. So definitely just taking a moment to notice what's happening within you when you're maybe in a space where you're in distress. There was a exercise that I did in one of my therapy sessions where she
Mhm.
just had me to, okay, just envision a moment where you were having a pleasant memory. So I went there. She said, just notice your body, notice your breath, and
Mhm.
then now go to maybe a distressing memory. She said, not anything too heavy, but just something that caused you to be uncomfortable. There was some tension, and notice your breath. And I
Mhm.
was not breathing, like 100% not
Mhm.
breathing.
Mhm.
And it was just a situation where it was just like, this is uncomfortable, and so
Yeah.
even in that moment, I just held my breath. Like, it's so we don't realize how much we're doing to manage and soothe ourselves in the
Mhm.
moment. So just to take that moment to do that, and then to get a little bit more curious about some of these ways that we were talking about self-soothing. There are some parts of us that be like, ice cube, for real, an ice cube can help you with a panic attack. Are you serious? I've been having panic attack for years, and you telling me an ice cube? And I get it, because I
Mhm.
felt that
Mhm.
way about meditation. And I
Mhm.
felt that
Mhm.
way about breathing. So I understand those parts. But having them, just to get curious about some of these, because they do work. They do work.
They do work, and I love meditation. Imma just be honest, and I am still not one to be able to sit in, like, a solid quiet mind, but I will put on meditation music,
Yeah.
and I will sit, and before you know it, so much time has gone by. I have an area in my room now
Mm-hmm.
where I just this is where I pray, this is my safe space, this is where I do all of that. So I sit towards the sun because the sun is healing.
Mm-hmm.
And I pray, I meditate, I talk to God, I cry, I do
Yeah.
whatever I need to do. I do it right there in that space. But what I have found is if I put on like the healing, meditating bell music and I just close my eyes and just breathe, oh, it is so relaxing. It feels so good. Sometimes I'll
Yeah.
go sit outside and do the same thing because I love being outside. Awesome. It's awesome. So meditation, meditation is
Yeah. Same.
it is like, I don't know if I wanna do that, but it really, really does work. So
It
whatever
does.
works for you, whatever suits you, you just need to remember to check in with yourself. This is how I'm feeling. Let me
Mm-hmm.
relax. Let
Yeah.
me whatever, go for a walk, whatever it is that you need to do, give yourself the space to do that.
Mm-hmm. They do.
They sure do, and that's what I listen to, Ellen. I'll go find something on YouTube and
Mm-hmm.
play it and just sit down and
Yeah.
relax.
And they have guided meditations too. After if you're new to it and you're like, I don't know what to do. They have guided
Mhm.
meditations, and you don't even have to sit. You can do walking meditation. So,
You
yeah.
sure can,
Mm-hmm.
whatever works. Or breathing. I like to do deep breathing when I'm stretching,
Mm-hmm.
especially because that helps with the stretch too. So I'll stretch in and out, and do my deep breathing. I do 5 minutes meditation when I'm stressed.
Mm-hmm.
See,
Yeah.
I'm loving it. Good
Look at this
job,
self
Krista.
love and self care happening.
Woo! We
Yes.
love it. Okay, so I want to thank you for this awesome conversation. Thank you
Thank
for
you.
sharing. Thank you for
Thank you.
coming.
Thank you for having me. I'm always gonna to try to make it happen. I know in the summer I'm trying to be outside, and I was like, I still got to make time to see Miss Sonya, so I'm gonna make it happen just because I do appreciate our time together. Actually, invigorates me, and it invigorates me. It helps me, so I really really appreciate the invitation, and I'll be back again.
Yes, thank you. We'll be back. Thank you. Thank you, Ellen. Thank you, ladies, to
Hey.
everyone who came. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for watching it on replay. Miss Alicia, where
Yes.
can we find you and what do you have going on?
Okay, so yes, I am on everything, everywhere. I'm on TikTok, I'm on YouTube, I am on Instagram, Twitter, Alicia Jackson LPC, and I am. God has given me grace to to review Married at First Sight this season, so I'm doing that. And I'm also doing internal family systems videos. That's a part of the treatment that I utilize in my therapy. So I'm doing videos on that as well in
Mhm.
my on my channel. And it's a new type of way of thinking about what we've been talking about, these self-soothing things that are instinctive that kind of like, why do I keep doing that? To help us lean in and understand us a little bit more. So that is me.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Monique. You're welcome, love.
Thank
You're welcome.
you.
I will be on Tipsy Talk tonight. We're talking about dating. And again, I have some other videos I need to edit and get up and out. This week has been really busy. And so, Ellen just subbed. Thank you, Ellen.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Yes.
Editing.
Editing.
I hate it. I
hate it too. I wish I could just get on here and just do lives all the time, but I know how I can go rambling on forever. And so that's why I try to just do like sit down videos. So yeah, let's pray for these shows. I have not touched Married at First Sight yet. Based on some things that I've seen though, I did want to talk about independence, the independent woman thing with
TD.
What's her name?
Oh, I thought you were talking about TD Jakes.
That too. But no, on the show, what's her name? Stasha? I don't know.
Oh, Stasha. Yeah, she reminds me of her demeanor reminds me a lot of like Jasmina a little bit. And yet she has where she has some warmness that Jasmina had a hard time showing for whatever reason. She has that there, but she also has like this very no nonsense too. There's a part of her that's like very no nonsense. But she has multiple properties, houses that she owns and has rented out. She wants to buy houses all over the country, so she could travel all over the country. And I see how she is in it, even as it seemed like she was a very independent person at a young age too, because she was emancipated.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
She emancipated herself. So I feel like there's a story there. You know, to why that is, and also like this very hyper focused on independence.
Okay.
And as a way of like survival. But also, I mean, girlfriend is kicking, but I ain't mad at her. I ain't mad at her.
Yeah.
She completed college with taking out no student loans, and you know, she did this all by herself. So I'm not mad at her. But it definitely seems like survival is the focus though, because it's like this hyper focus on independence.
Yeah. I want to look into it because I think I want to do something about that. It's so weird to me. Yeah. I know, because Drew needed to be away from her parents, you know, but we don't know what Stasha's story is.
Her mother is super loving. I love her mother's relationship. Like, at first her mother was like, "Now, you think you want to get married at first sight? Well, you gonna get a post-nup?" You know, that was her first response. But then she said, "You know, you're so brave that you're doing this. It just speaks to your character." Like, she was just pouring into her on her wedding day. I'm just like, "Oh, this is a nice relationship. I wonder what's happening." Now, she did have a stepfather that came in, and she said she's not close with her father. So there's a story there. That's a story there. I don't know. Yeah.
I don't know. So I may check out I may fast forward and just watch like
I
don't know if I can do a whole. I already know.
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
That's why I said God has given me grace to review Married at First Sight this season. See if God's grace continues. My grace really ran out for Ready to Love. I could not. So, but I'm braving it out. But yes, her relationship with her mother is beautiful. So maybe there's been some things that have transpired along the way, and
with stepdad or something.
Yeah, she's like a Mirala and a Jasmina
mixed together. Yeah, the whole uncompromising thing that is good, because you can be independent. There's nothing wrong with being independent. Nothing wrong with having everything, but like you do have to know how to be in a relationship if you're gonna be in a relationship. Like,
well, if I have everything I need, then I don't really need to compromise, because you're just an addition to my life, and I can just say no, and then you can leave.
Yeah, we gonna talk about that. All right.
I'm just saying. Potentially. I'm not saying that's what she's thinking, but I'm just
But
saying.
I could
It could.
be. That is very possible. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Could be. Well, I want to thank you
Yes.
guys for stopping by. I appreciate you so much. We appreciate you so much. It's been a great show. Miss Alicia would definitely be back. We will have more to talk about. See, Crystal Plan. Who is Bria?
Yes, Brianna.
Bria.
That was I call him
Brianna.
Vicente. That was with that was season 12, the hot mess season with Chris and
Oh, I
Paige.
didn't watch that season.
Yeah, so Brianna was an engineer, very kind of she was snippy with her words. She is kind
Mhm.
of dismissive. And Vincent was very tender bear, very sensitive. And so I feel like
Mhm.
that's what's going to happen with Justin and what's the baby's name? Justin and Alexis. I feel like that's what's going to happen with that couple.
Okay.
Because she's very direct person.
If you ever have a panel on your channel,
Oh,
I'll watch it and then I'll come and say
don't give me an
something.
idea. Don't give me an idea. I'm like, oh, I could do a panel.
We can do the coach and therapist react.
Oh, okay. Don't give me no ideas now.
No, I'll do it. I'll
Okay.
do, but I can't watch the whole season. So if it's
He said,
something,
don't do it.
I'm not gonna do it.
He said, don't make me do it, Alicia. Please don't make me do it.
No, but if there's like something in particular, like
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I'll do that. But I can't. Someone else is like, you should do the show, and I'm like, I can't dedicate every week to it. But
That part, yeah. It's a lot on top of everything else.
hey, Maud, how you doing? It's the undisputed, undefeated African princess in the building. You know what? We're about to go, boo. Thank you for
Oh.
stopping by. I was just
Yes, she is. I mean, like a pork chop.
y'all.
She hungry. She hungry, and she gonna gnaw at that bone, and that baby gonna be. But we'll see.
Okay. We're gonna find out. Guys, thank you so much again. We love you. We appreciate you. Please don't forget to love yourself
Oh
for who
yeah.
you are. And we will see you next time. Thank you for coming to Self Love Sundays. Peace. Bye.